What comes to mind when you hear the word music?
Sadness, confusion. I really I just try to avoid the discussion of the topic whenever I can.
This is Conall Curran. He's one of the many musically disabled people here in St. Joseph, Michigan, and he's agreed to be the subject of our study. The musically impaired are those who have trouble developing any kind of real connection to music. People with musical disabilities can also have trouble identifying things like tone or rhythm, and in more serious cases, all things labeled as music can sound like gibberish to them. Is it hard for you to enjoy or appreciate music, Conall?
To be honest, I don't even know what it means to appreciate music.
Conall was in band briefly in middle school, but dropped out shortly after joining. He believes it was this decision that led him to his musical impairment. So, why didn't you stay in band?
I couldn't keep a beat. I didn't have a musical aptitude enough to... Yeah. I was not dedicated to it at all.
How would your life be different if you had stayed in band?
I often think about how my life would be different. You know, I'm surrounded by all these musical people, and they talk about musical things, they play musical instruments, and I just can't be a part of that. I feel like an idiot, and
Musically impaired people often get scared or confused when seeing someone get into the music. This can lead them to great emotional distress, seeing as how music is everywhere in our society. It's in commercials and on the radio, blasting out of people's cars, and even coming from the streets. Seeing the clear emotional distress Conall was hanging on to, I wanted to investigate what it was about him that led him to this state, so I got Conall to agree to take some basic musical assessments. The following footage may be very difficult for some people to watch, especially musicians. Okay, Conall, I'm going to play 2 notes. All you got to do is tell me whether or not the second one is higher than the first.
okay, I think I might be able to do that. Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Slower.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you gotta wait for the second one. Okay. So, was it higher or lower?
They're on the same height. I don't know.
No, I mean pitch. After several failed attempts at various tests, I didn't know how I would be able to make it any simpler. I decided to try a rhythm test with high hopes, knowing percussion was his previous role in band. The results of this test were also very disappointing. Next, I wanted to see how well he would be able to interpret tone, and see if he'd be able to tell the difference between major and minor chords. Okay, Conall, the chord A minor is going to play, then A major, and all I want you to do is tell me if you can hear any difference, okay?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Great, so here's the A major.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, and here's the A minor.
Okay, yeah.
Did you notice anything different, Conall?
I didn't hear any difference at all, really.
It's very interesting, Conall. It was clear Conall would not be able to continue the tests, but the results were shocking. Conall had almost no sense of anything musical. If you or someone you know has ever exhibited any type of musical behavior related to that of Conall's, I advise you seek your nearest music studio immediately and start taking lessons.